Oh, welcome to my stream. I've had to, I've started this a couple of times, and I think I've got it right now. So I'm driving my Scania Streamline S with a load of 20-some tons of lumber, and I'm going from O'Higgins, the bottom of the EAA MAPA, Brazil, down in Chile, to up in the middle of Brazil. I'll show you the map here. Back up here. So downtown in the bottom of Chile is O'Higgins, and I should look up why it's called O'Higgins. I have a story I made up, but there probably is a real one too. Going to Patrocinio, and we are driving in the rain. So let me just check on the map which way I need to be going. I think I need to be coming out of the garage. Yes, going up the road. Sometimes I go into these places and I get turned around. Okay, I need to be going in the direction that I'm facing. Is. So the map says that I should go the other way? No. Not sure why they want me going the other way. Lights would be good. Wipers would probably be good. Gas? Could get some gas, I guess. I don't need much, but no. What the hell? Okay. Now those wipers are kind of annoying at that speed. That speed. We have that speed. Yeah, let's go with that. What's that showing? I think that's showing I have an axle up. Oh, I could drop my axle. Here we go. Might as well. Spread the load, spread the love. Now the challenge pulling out, of course, like this is pretty hard to see anything. They put signs. Oh, okay. Something's happening for 60 kilometers. Oh, falling rock. Although I can't remember whether these guys actually put falling rock in here. I meant even just sitting on the road, static, like a pile you have to go around. We'll find out. So this is not a bad trailer. It's not too long. It's not self-steering, but it doesn't really need to be. Seems to track okay, so happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully your weekend went well. It was a gorgeous weekend here in Ottawa. Gorgeous meaning in the spring when it's 20-ish. You know, 18, 20 C and sunny for 2 days in a row. We'll take that as gorgeous. Oops, hit the button twice. He wasn't sure about the concept of stopping, but he or she did. It's the kind of weekend where it was the first really nice weekend we've had this spring, and it's the kind of weekend where people would have been packing the patios at the bars. They're all closed. So Be interested to see how those open up. I've got some Aceite de balsa. Okay. I've got various chores to work on. Interesting. Are we there? Yes. Oh, look. Bloody bus right behind me, for God's sake. Okay, well. I'll move. Give the bus room to get out. The AI has to do this little dance before they leave somewhere. That's interesting. Now we're gone. I can't really see anything when I just back up like this. Oops, why don't we go like that? A bit. Why were we having problems here? I guess because I've forgotten how to back up. It's been so long since I've done it. Yep. Definitely is. Can't really see anything either. Oh, I wonder. I mean, I can just, there we go. Now we can see things. I guess what I want to do is back up into that field. Once I get into that field, and do a thing. Comme ça. Not interesting the way that we got jammed in there. Okay. And let's screw down the wheel. That'll be a help. So that was interesting. We spawned and we had an accident because we spawned with a bus right behind us. Oh yeah, it stopped raining on this side of the road. Of the river. Bump. Is this a real bump? Take it at 30k and see what happens. Sort of. Long curve. I guess curva possibly doesn't mean would you like more milk in your coffee. Well, it's getting dark in the map. Why is it getting dark? Oh, because it's 1829. Okay. You may have to go to change time till 5:30 in the morning again. Option. Because I like driving in daytime on these maps. I also like driving on the roof maps. I want to see the scenery. So, good sleep last night. Still fine with this enforced solitude because I'm kind of a solitary person anyways, but miss my kids and grandkids and hugs from my friends up at the local pub. But what is this? What is happening up here? We're on a hill. Got a better truck here. Over here, past this guy. Because this is a 20, oh, it's only 15-ton load. And I forgot that I'm not driving my ATS Mac R with the 280 horsepower. I'm driving, let's check out the truck I've got. 730 horsepower. Not 1,000, but still quite a respectable power there. Oh, we're going through a little town. Let's get up here on the roof and check out the town. Look at all these sunflowers. And of course, these are the scary sunflowers, right? Because when you look back at them, ooh, they're still looking at you. It's like those paintings that follow you. Ah, and interesting, they definitely want you to follow the rules in their roundabout here. You definitely can't go across the middle. They got a nice garden there. Something for 100 miles. I suppose I should be learning a bit of Portuguese or enough to look at these. Ah, Vendertron, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. Ah, you finally got ATS working. What was the, was it user interface, meaning you'd hit the wrong key? Or, you figure out it's a glitch? Oh. Life is a glitch. Glad you got it working. Oops. As you can see, I'm back in Brazil. I decided to go back to EAA MAPA, Brazil and associated countries. I'm on that, and I forget what the scale is for EAA MAPA. If it's the same 1 in 19, maybe. I posted a long thing on Facebook about how last weekend was a gorgeous weekend. Meaning it was 20-ish for 2 days in a row, mostly sunny here in Ottawa, so it'd be the kind of weekend that the patios wouldn't be open. So I was asking people how they think their patio would open, given the various constraints. I wouldn't mind I wouldn't mind going up to my local and sitting at my little seat at the corner of the bar, sort of like an L-shaped thing in the corner by the window in the front, with the windows open. Maybe sitting at that small high table that's there. I don't know. Sitting there on a nice day, watching the road go by and sipping one of my non-alcoholic beers, but coffee and cruising down the I-10. Good for you. Oh, I assume you got all your mods working? Oh, just a sec here. This is getting dark and I'm not seeing any of the map. What's the point of driving on a new map if all you can see is, well, even with this. So, let's set it to 5. Yeah, okay, somebody behind me. Let's set it to 5:30 and see how bright it is at 5:30. Let's set it to 6. There we go. I'm enjoying the add-ons on ETS, the Sierra Nevada. I've got the newer version of Sierra Nevada. I've also got the Midwest expansion, and Jace keeps releasing new versions of that, new updates to it. I'm a Patreon. I decided to join his Patreon just to support him, sort of the minimum, whatever, $5 a month or whatever it is. But he's bringing mods out faster than I can appreciate them. You know, every 2 days he's got an update. And you know, my games here. My next one to play will be the Hunter Call of the Wild. Possibly later on today. That one has some nice updates to it. But it's an update to an update to an update. They've been patching. Hopefully this Monday one fixes all the things they broke in the last several patches. But I gotta wait. And am I gonna go where the map says? No. Do I have? I must have small roads chosen. Aha, you did. And I was watching a video of a very interesting game, Snow Runner, which is Mud Runner. There was spin tires, and then a rip-off or a spin-off for that, for what to say, for lack of a better term, was Mud Runner. And now the people who did Mud Runner have done something called Snow Runner, which is Mud Runner with snow. Better physics, better sounds, better challenges, more extensive, you know, explore the map, but also bring supplies from here to here and food from there to there and stuff like this. So it looked quite interesting. Interestingly, it's not on Steam. You have to buy it from Epic Games. Developer is Focus. I've seen other Focus games, but it's on Epic Games and it's $44 Canadian. Not on sale. That engine, eh? Doesn't that sound nice? It's chugging along there. Glug, 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 glug. Too loud? No, I'm looking. It's not too loud. Okay. So I can afford to pay $44 for Snow Runner, but I'm not sure whether I want to. It's not that I don't have a shortage, or I don't have things to do. I've got all these games to play, plus I've got Opera to watch on the Met Opera, although they're not as interesting. They're not as well known as the first ones they did, so last night was Prince Igor, which was kind of a mess. I forget who did it. The original composer never finished it, and then two other people took it over and tried to finish it, and there's different versions of bits and pieces, and the one done by the Met is yet another version where, okay, let's put this scene here and this scene there and stuff like this, but I did about 20 minutes and didn't like the music, so that's gone. Thinking Fast and Slow. Ah. That sounds interesting. Is that to help people thinking with the, critical thinking? Ah. Thinking Fast and Slow. I'll have to look for that. The challenge in these times, I think, is to, well, my girlfriend was talking to a therapist about stress, worrying about her family, and worrying about all the bajillion things we can worry about. And the therapist was saying, well, just try to just live in the moment. That doesn't mean ignore everything and procrastinate all to hell, but live in the moment, appreciate what you're doing. I'm living in the moment of driving. System 1 versus System 2 and all that. I don't know what System 1 and System 2 are. Okay. Draw concludes automated thinking. Yeah, we do a lot of that. I mean, we have to do a lot of that to get through life, to process all the things that come at us. But it also can be you know all this, a preaching to the choir. It can be a great source of confirmation bias and all those things. I guess the challenge is, why would people want to do critical thinking? Where are you guys going? You guys are all going around that way. Why? Jeez. Okay. Oh, you're all turning left. That's basically the how we turn left thing. Okay. Very lazy driving here. Using that view as opposed to doing everything from here. That's okay. Ah, we're at Pato Branco. Downtown Pato Branco. Discovered. I'll have to look for it then. My library is closed, but depending how new the book is, it'll be available as an ebook. Oh, I got that too. I got a whole whack of print books to read and a whole bunch of ebooks to read. Plus, my Guardian Weekly keeps coming in. See, so much. That's my main stress. My main stress is so much to do, so little time. Actually, I'm talking to a therapist tomorrow through my doctor's office. They do one-on-one phone conversations, which is nice if they did a FaceTime, so at least they could read your face, your body language, and you could read theirs. I need to think, what is my, I thought my issue was how to resolve the current relationship I'm in, or how to modify, deal with, come to terms with, whatever. Maybe I want to use that time, how to deal with the current situation. I think I'll leave it to the therapist, really. That's their job. You know? Here's what I think my issue is. I probably have the tools to deal with a lot of different issues, but help me focus. So here we are in the little town of Coronal what? Coronal V something. Coronal virus? No, it's not going to be called that. Nice mountain there. Just like a random... Yes, we bought a mountain. Okay. Let's go this way. Okay. Coronal Vivida discovered. Ooh, that's interesting. I wonder what the hell that thing is there. Where are we? We are going the right way, are we? Yeah, we are. Okay. A lot of little towns and then a big blank. Is that the options that I have? If I've chosen... Let's see what I've picked. Have I picked small roads? Best. I've got best. Oh. Oh yes, and so people, there is my request for postcards. If you want, I've got one that I've got to work on today and send. One of my viewers is from Singapore. He was watching me play Train Simulator and was quite interested in the freight trains because Singapore is only a few hundred square miles and is too small, he said, for freight trains. That's pretty cool. So I will send he or she a card. That's interesting. In real life, they would have put these streetlights on the hydro poles. Especially since that way it's going to be a bitch to change the light bulbs with a cherry picker. Oop, there's me running on the rumble strip. Running on the rumbles. Twitch had a thing about changing your channel or making your channel like a coffee house, which I try to do, I guess. Making your channel a place where people drop in and chat with each other or with you or just to pass the time, meaning that the game you're playing is not so much important, not as important as just the tone. People need to be welcome. They need to be comfortable to chat. They also need to be welcome to lurk. There's a reason that I don't like the sites. I don't like the sites where you have to on Twitch, where you have to subscribe to be able to chat. No. If you just want to pop in and say hello, the only restriction on the chat, I think, is you have to have an email address. think you have to sign up, sort of, chat. So that I think that filters out. You can still create a fake, an email address and come in here and trash talk people, but then I can ban you, so. So I think, especially in this time of famine and pestilence, it's good to have a welcoming space. Oh, and I'm out of coffee. Damn. My bad. I should have made more coffee. Must be quite a hill. It is quite a hill. So considering the hill, you're doing pretty good. Only 18 hours to go. See? Time flies in this game. Nice little whoops. Nice little side road there. Okay, so let's set this to cruise at 80. And we no sooner set it to cruise at 80 than we get to a little town and a turn, and we're going to have to put on the brakes and kill the cruise control. Oops. Bit of broken road there. Oh, that's interesting. Didn't really have to merge there. Okay, I'm going to break for a cough. Oh yeah, these things. When you go by police station or whatever, they have a 4D zone. Sorry. Hi, man. And there, we're good. So I'm going to drive a bit more, and then I'll have to remember to stop just before 1 o'clock here, Ottawa time. And I usually listen to the 1 o'clock CBC News, because it's one of their more extensive ones. 8 a.m. here in Ottawa and 1 o'clock, and I think 6 o'clock, those are the CBC Radio 1 news times. But lately, they seem to change the news at 1. They just do an extended version. Of their call-in show or something. But that's okay, because less news is good news, really. That's a high chimney. Chimbley. Oops. Sloppy here. I keep wandering over. Palm trees and such. The farther north we get, actually, whoa. Interesting barricades there. Farther north we get, the warmer it's going to get. But this thing is on the left. big chimney. I suspect if you looked it up on the map, you might see this town with a big chimney. This is a map done by locals. They tend to be quite good. Locals meaning people from South America, not necessarily from the town. There we go. People wandering along the sidewalk. Maintaining their physical distancing. Good for them. Interesting buildings. That one we had a green light. Game must have been napping. Power distribution thingy. Big water tower on the left. Shitload of things here. Gas. No, we're not going to get gas like that. And cargo pickups. Fairs and garages. Truck dealers. It's a busy little town here. Countryside seems to have changed a bit, but that's my only problem with the ATS maps, is parts of it are quite barren. Base map, especially when the base map first came out, they did a lot of cut and pasting and then a lot of desert country, not a lot of variation. And even now the coast to coast map, I drove north from San Antonio, Texas, up towards Oklahoma City, and you know, the first quarter of the drive or whatever was boring. Then I got into Arkansas, and well, I mean, I got to Oklahoma City and around there, and that's where Jace Meister has done a lot of stuff on his Midwest expansion. And then I went over to Oklahoma City and the regular coast to coast map, or over to into Arkansas. It's been updated a lot too. There was some good stuff there, so ETS is looking better and better. And at some point, ATS will have Canada Dream. Sorry, I don't use Canada Dream anymore, but at some point ProMods will release their Canada expansion that adds on to ATS. British Columbia right now. At one point it was going to be late last year, and then it was going to be this spring. I'm not sure what their latest date is for it. They've been posting photos and stuff, ProMods, so it is being where do you want to go here? What's the map want me to go here? Oh, okay. I am actually going under here. I think they've been predicting sort of, you know, maybe 6 months from now, whenever you ask, yeah. But they, like I say, they have posted a number of images of what they're doing with the ProMods Western Canada, and it looks pretty good. I'll be buying it when it comes out, but who knows? And by buy it, I mean they they usually ask for. You can either download it for free, or you pay €1 and you get a link to a, basically I think a zipped file of everything. No big deal, but it's a way of supporting them because they do a lot of work. Oh yes, I get you. Yes, I'm trying to think. Nope. I've been to Calgary and Irricana and Vulcan, and I've been to Vancouver and Vancouver Island, but none of those roads. That would be really cool to actually drive down, and I have the feeling they're going to be pretty accurate if it's the ProMods people. I'll have to check the operas this week. I think the last one I watched was Louisa Miller by Verdi. Not a well-known opera, but it was one of the singers was Placido Domingo as a baritone. Apparently, in his later years, he's in his 70s now. It was done a few years ago, but he switched from tenor to baritone. I think La Boheme is coming up this week. Later on this week, La Boheme with Luciano Pavarotti, and it's an older one. It's probably 1977, so it's going to be clunky sets and clumsy limiting camera work, and definitely not in HD, but there we go. Oaked, old. I just noticed your chat there. Like those messages back and forth between an adult and child that people post, which might be just made up or not, where the adult says something embarrassing about, the mother says something embarrassing about her and the father, and just keeps trying to correct it. It just gets worse. Now I can drive through the Rockies on trains TS 2020, Train Simulator 2020, Canadian Rockies. I haven't done that in a while. That's fairly accurate. But it's, it's the train, so there's not a lot of little towns and stuff. Okay, we're pulling over here. You let me over? Huh. No, I'm just thinking to myself, do we get to keep this lane? We do get to keep this lane, but let's do this just in case. Oh, I see what I want to do. I don't want to keep this lane. Thank you. Thank you for the offer, but no. Even though it implied that I can stay on the right and keep going, no. Weird mountains. I mean, they're right there, right? We don't do foothills. We don't have any. We don't need no stinking foothills. Okay. I'll watch the clock. It's almost time for my make some coffee and take a news break. Get over. I'm anticipating this gal could slow down on the hill. They did. Oh, it's a bridge. I wonder what we're coming into. Is that a sidewalk? It is a sidewalk, or sort of. No, it's just designed if you've got a really wide load to mess with your load. Here we are. Something. There's just something. I want to drive into there. Shimmering road up ahead. You know? Punch. Sorry, buddy. Oopalai. As my grandma would say. Oopalai. Not sure why. Probably because she wouldn't say fuck. Okay, break time. Coffee time? Yeah. Let's pull in the gas up. And we'll get a coffee. Which would be going in there and getting coffee from the little coffee shop that's maybe in the gas station, but do the gas first so we don't forget, and then I'm gonna do a break. Thank you. All right, got my coffee, and we're back on the saddle. Had some lunch while the coffee was brewing. A couple of roll-ups. Listen to the news. Nothing exciting. Conservatives. Andrew Scheer is complaining that the CERB benefit is going to make lazy Canadians just stay at home rather than get out there and work and support the economy. Which is, yeah, typical. I know it's and it's kind of funny. I mean, Andrew Scheer is for those not in Canada. He's the he was and still is the leader of one of the major opposition parties. Well, major parties, and he's now in opposition, but. Months ago, he decided that yes, he was retiring from leadership, and they were going to pick a new one. So they went through the motions of campaigning and trying to decide who was going to run to represent the Conservative Party, and then Looked like Peter MacKay was the front runner, and then this pandemic hit, and so they've had to postpone the leadership convention. So he never was that effectual a leader. He lost the last election, and I think he'd sort of given up. I think he's just dialing it in now. So retiring from leadership for being suspected of embezzling. Was he? Well, there was a number of expenses that he claimed, like private school for his kids and that were supposedly justified by the party because it was, if he hadn't been elected as a leader and had to come into Ottawa, move to Ottawa, then his kids wouldn't have had to change schools. So it was an associated expense. But the thing is, I mean, he's the Conservative Party is. I believe we need a Conservative Party, but we need a multi-party system. Just as the U.S. needs a multi-party system, but they need to be strong parties following their own philosophies, granted, but still the basic premise of, we care about people. So, yeah, yes, and that's true. There's a spectrum, and yes, you've got the right and the left, and then you've got, with three parties, people are always shuffling around, trying to figure out, I guess, the spectrum in Canada. What does the spectrum look like now? Does the spectrum look like a bell curve? In the United States, is the spectrum now a double peak? A far right peak and a far left peak and nobody in the middle? I'm not sure. Either, so. Let's get up on the roof here again. That's interesting way of marking the lanes. I'm guessing if I hit that, it's going to be fairly solid. Yes, serious curb. Decades ago, that building on the left, that construction with slabs and then posts holding it up, was something that we saw decades ago in Greece. Wonder if I'll ever travel again internationally. I'm even debating when am I going to travel to Toronto, or my girlfriend come up here from Toronto. We take the train back and forth, but she is a little loosey-goosey with the, I'm not sure what that was, attention, the health requirements, so I'd be reluctant right now of catching, she's not sick, but catching the virus from her, but, oh, I know, conferences and stuff, but even, they were talking about the airlines being at 20% capacity. Okay, it's 60 here. Oh, it's only 60. Well, still, I did like to be behind that guy. Why is it 60? Oh, okay. Would you move west into Lotus Land, or east into the rest of Canada? There'll always be work for you in the health sector, but yeah, California would be nice. And in a few years, you know, in 5 years, it'll be, we'll have, hopefully this will be, we will have, by, you know, in several years from now, we will have defined the new normal. Farm and the sea, that would be nice. I like Ottawa. I find, sorry, Flem man. I find Ottawa very, a restful place to live. Government town, so there's not the big industries and stuff, but there's, you know, arts and stuff where you've got the river nearby, lakes and cottages nearby, so. Oh, too much like Edmonton, meaning what? We're bilingual. Oh, Santa Antonia da Platina. Somebody's lumber plant. Here we are, driving past yet another lumber plant with, oh look, lumber. Oh yeah, I'm interested in, you know, what do you mean by Ottawa is like Edmonton? Does it say, is Edmonton the capital of the government? Hey, what are we doing here? Why are we, oh, we're stopping because there's a stop sign. I could do that. And now we have a car dealer up here.
Teremos palhaços, acrobatas, pernas de pau, trapezistas, malabaristas, equilibristas, números de ilusionismo, truques de mágica e domadores. Ria quem puder.
Yay. Okay, so I don't know. Are you hedging you're reluctant here to say what's the culturally similar? Spit it out now. We're a bunch of rednecks. We are actually culturally, Ottawa is bilingual, which is because it's right next to the border, which is weird. No, I'm trying to think what the well, you know, I'm just trying to think what the culture of Ottawa is. The culture of Ottawa, it's, we've got a lot of government workers and a lot of what's happening up here. Those are interesting lights. Cool. What the hell is happening? A lot of government workers, a lot of national defense. So there definitely is a conservative slant here. But there are a lot of worker bees too, so there's strong support for NDP. We are not too, and I know what you mean. We're not as landlocked as Vancouver, for example, where they're limited, hemmed in by mountains. The only thing hemming Ottawa in is they put up a green belt around the city to at one point the idea was, I think the NCC, National Capital Commission, defined a green belt around. Toronto has it too. This will be the size of the city, and now developers have just leapfrogged. So it just means that there's an extra, you know, you got an extra few miles you have to drive to get to your suburb. But Ottawa is still work happening over there. So it's nice there's that greenery around the city. But after this, I'm thinking with this forced isolation people are going through, people may be changing their perception of what they think is their ideal place to live. You know, in a condo in the city, or in a little cabin in the country, move to a small town. You know, buy a cheap house, put in your own garden, go back to land. Oh yeah, spring rain is damn fine. It's nice to get a... We had the first sign of spring several weeks ago when the street cleaning machines started going up, and there was a meme, I guess, on Facebook locally of my friends, people taking photos of the street cleaner machines and saying, you know, it's a sign of spring, and how exciting. How dull is your day when you get excited that the street cleaning machine is going up and down? But and buses. But yes, it was nice. It was nice to have the all the leaves and crap and everything cleaned out of the gutters. And then my landlord is talking about he was talking about several weeks ago when we had a warm spot, he was talking about doing the windows. Just give me a heads up in case I wanted to close my blinds and don't get, you know, be sitting here in my underwear streaming. Not that I do, but whatever. If he suddenly pops up on a ladder at my window, I won't be startled. Yeah, well, I mean, he lives in the building, he lives in the basement, I live on the main floor, and his aunt lives on the top floor. The two of them are co-landlords, somehow. So, I mean, he's going to clean her windows and his window, so clean my windows. I think he'd just get out with the hose, and I'm not sure what he's going to do. There's a nice church. That's pretty. Although I spent a lot of time here at my office with the blinds closed. Actually, just a sec. There. It's gray out there. And that's the next building, but I can see a chunk of sky above the building, and I can see whether it's sunny or not out there. Now, the people next door can look at me if they want. The women next door, like on the second floor, who would be staring at me if they wanted to, because they had nothing better to do. I think one is a lawyer, and I'm not sure what her partner does. But, you know, they seem nice. You know, nice enough to go out biking, you know, and I'll be out back. Enjoy your bike ride? Yeah, thanks. Enjoy your book, sort of thing. So. This is interesting. The hell is this? It's a covered bridge. It's like a old Quebec covered bridge, except not. Oh, you feel refreshed and you like the light in. Yes. Actually, probably better for me, too. This is really bright. I wonder if I have auto brightness on or something. Just a sec. Is that too bright? Do I need to adjust the camera, or is that good enough? I could probably turn off the ring light. Oh, yes, this is interesting. This. See, now this goes like this, and then you go like this, and you miss all the bumps. And we have construction. I had to get a new camera, which is maybe $100, I guess. My son had lent me one, and he needed it back for the kids to do their schooling, so got it off Amazon before the big rush on webcams for people working from home. I just got under the wire there because 2 days later I noticed it was on out of stock on back order, but it's, I forget who it's by. Got a ring light on it, which sort of helps. It's a better camera than the one I had before. So. Okay. Oh, ran over that guy's. The hose for his jackhammer was out on the middle of the road, so. And here it is, another day. Now, ETA is Monday, and I haven't checked. I'm sure we're going to be late. They'd want it by Saturday, and ETA is Monday, so we are already 2 days late, but I suspect we mean last Saturday, not next Saturday, too. Because even though it's a long trip, I've done a bunch of these sleeps. And what's worse is I don't often do the speed limit, so the game assumes you're doing, I think that's 70 miles an hour, 70k, and I'm not. So. We seem to have changed landscape too. Nice. This one. Don't know what that was. Thought we're gonna do this again. Okay. We're doing another one of these things. Like I said, farther north you go in South America, the closer you get to the equator, and the more chance you're going to see palm trees. I'm pretty sure when I started off in Chile ages ago, down in the south of Chile at O'Higgins, I'm pretty sure that we had snow in some of the higher regions, not necessarily a mountaintop, but just, you know, out of the valleys. So more Met operas this week. I'm going to have to look at the list and fire it off to my brother, former opera singer, former corporate lawyer, and get his opinion on the various ones. La Boheme, even though an old production, 1977 with, but it's with Pavarotti, so that'll be good. I was keener when they started because they were better operas, and I was keener on the concept. But now it's like, yeah, I watched the beginning, and I don't really like it. You know, read the synopsis. Yeah. No. All sorts of other stuff. I have no idea how I ever found time to work. Way back in the old days when no, especially way back in the old days when I was a 9-to-5 down in an office. Well, you must be. I mean, you said you're working from your bed, so. But I don't know. Are you thinking smart? That can be pretty dry. Pretty dry. Unless you start off and do your first draft as the Monty Python version of the ethics protocol. And then modify it from there. So the first draft would be fun to do. Yeah. Pita. Pita, more than just a lunch option. It's a lifestyle, a pain in the ass. Or an annoyance. Have to be a lifestyle. I guess this is a lifestyle if you dedicate your life to being somebody who's just annoying and goes out and you're that one person in the office. Everybody wants to slap up the side of the head. Which actually is another source of stress for people. People who are used to going in 9 to 5 in the office and being, you know, the office asshole, or the social butterfly, or the jokester, or the, you know, the hard-working inspiration. None of them are going to be, they're going to be sitting at home by themselves, not doing that. Well, I'm glad I can do my small part to be an enabler when you're not feeling like working. Speaking of working from home, I was going to go for a walk with my daughter. We'd made this commitment, this idea. Why don't we get together every other day and go for a walk? I was going to drive out to her area and we'd go for a walk in the neighborhood. And then that same day, she had to call back and say, "Oh, I just got booked for 2 conference calls." She's still working and working hard from home. She had a talk with her boss, and her boss had to reassure her, back off. You don't worry about being as productive as you would be in the office. Don't stress yourself. And I think actually she's going to take a day off. She was going to take Fridays off, and I said, why don't you take Wednesday? Because the two kids are at home, and it's stressful for the kids too, and for her with the kids. So I was like, take Wednesday off, and then the kids are going to have like Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday's a break, and then Thursday, Friday, and then the weekend's a break. So my daughter came over with her kids, and the poor younger one, Lucy, who's pre-kindergarten, wanted to run over and show me something, and we had to yell at her to get back, and she forgot and still doesn't understand. But why can't I just go over to Grandpa? But my daughter came over with her two kids to do some ungardening, and a friend of mine came over also to ungarden. My landlord is replacing the perennial garden that my girlfriend and I have done in the back with the water. Oh, there we go. Anybody have to pee now? He's replacing it with a carport. Paved paradise. Put up a parking lot. It is quite a nice garden. It's been about 3-4 years she's been working on it with me helping, and every time she comes up from Toronto, she brings a bag of new perennials. It really looks nice. There's a mature tree he has to cut down, a really old Manitoba maple, and the crew will likely stomp all over the garden doing that, and then he's going to tear down the garage that's sort of at the side, and he's going to put in a 3-car carport and slightly expand the enclosed back porch I have to give me more space back there, and it will also mean that I have no place to sit out in the sun and read my book. Well, and I won't be able to do it. He's talking about putting in a sitting area towards the back of the garden. Make a little... But it's going to be shaded by a fence and maybe screens and stuff like this. And plus, it's going to be a common area. You know, if he and his girlfriend are out there, or they got friends over, well, then I'm not going to be able to go out. Plus my little back porch. It's only big enough for me in a chair, but it's raised, you know, it's raised 3 feet off the ground, 4 feet off the ground. So if there's a bit of snow in the spring or fall, I'm good. Plus I can see over the fence, I can see the neighbors' yards. I need to send them an email, because he was thinking, oh yeah, well, I'm going to put a little area in the back, it'll be the same, and I got to nicely explain to him why it'll be different. Not my house, it's his money, but if he's got the option, just I want him to consider. Ah, yes. My girlfriend lives in a nice house, nice old house in Toronto, just west of Roncesvalles, a few blocks from High Park. And an old house meaning she has a nice big open front porch. Ah, well, see, geez, you could move to Ottawa then. My girlfriend's front porch is nice. You get this morning sun, and also if there's a bit of rain or something, she can sit out there and even just bundled up in a coat. It's nice. And then she has a nice backyard, nice sunny backyard. So, but I don't think I would want to move to Toronto. Although her street is nice. It's a nice, quiet street, so it would be a nice neighborhood to move into. I've got a sister and brother who live in Toronto. Toronto itself is too bustly busy, but you can avoid a lot of that. I'm not sure whether I want to be with my girlfriend 7/24, and I'm not and my kids are here in Ottawa, and I've been in Ottawa for maybe 45 years, so I'm sort of an Ottawa person. Whoa. Yeah, I'm at the stage now where I'm thinking, well, I'm too old. Oh, my girlfriend is 11 years younger and more fit than me, so that would be one reason to move in together, I guess, would be she's a strong worker. So, I don't think I'd want to move into the countryside and have the physical labor, although it's not too late, even at 73, to get fit. But that's what I was thinking. I mean, a lot of people have had to do without, have had to socially, physically isolate themselves, and maybe some people are thinking, I don't mind this. I could move to the country. I'd read several months ago, somebody did an article in California about people moving out of the big cities into the country, pushing off all the prices in the country. But there's lots of small towns around here that are quite nice. A lot of them are small towns in farming areas, so they tend to be quite conservative. But yeah, detached house. Yeah. Yeah, I owned a detached house for quite a while. It was nice. Want to learn the trombone? That's okay. Practice whenever you want. Practice at 2 in the morning. Just don't open all the windows. Want to play the stereo loud? Fine. And you want to let your lawn go long or not? Or you want to change the garden or not? So I think at this stage I would have to rent. Ooh, that's an interesting gas station. S there, isn't it? Whatever the hell happened there. Sorry, my bad. Other small places around Ottawa, Iron Prayer, Perth. Perth is not bad. I could move to Perth. There's also places up in the Quebec side, up in the Gatineaus, but I'm not really that bilingual, and I'm not that keen on the government in Quebec. So, south of Ottawa, Castleman area is again farming area and too flat. But west of here, yeah, Caladar. Well, Caladar is too far, I guess, but I grew up in a small town in northern Ontario, so hunting and fishing. I haven't done it for decades, but I'm not big on going. I don't need to be able to go downtown to a rave or something, or I mean, been there, done that, but I should do this summer, while I have the time. My car is working well. Once it gets a little nicer, even though they say that you're not supposed to go out for a drive in case you get in an accident and have to call the cops or something, or whatever. They don't want you going out for a pleasure drive. I'll go out. And they're not stopping people. And I need to go out and explore the area. I get an email that I haven't really acted on for a while. Somebody does Ottawa Valley trips. Somebody does places to go and explore on a day trip outside of Ottawa, and that would well, yes, and I've discovered that, as you notice, that if you don't keep your battery charged, the car doesn't start. And if it's wintertime, the fluids separate in the battery, and the acid and water separate somewhat, enough so that the battery can freeze and break, and that's what happened to mine. So the guy said, modern cars, you just run it. Yeah, just run it. You can take it out. You're probably better to take it out for a drive around the neighborhood for 10 minutes or so, just to keep the brakes from rusting up and shit like that. But even just sitting in the driveway, run your car for 10 minutes, charges the battery just as much as running it on the highway for 10 minutes. Probably more, because you can sit in the driveway for 10 minutes without the lights and heater and radio and defroster and wipers and blah blah blah. I've got a bike. I used to cycle, and I haven't cycled again. I probably haven't cycled for about 6 or 7 years. Anyways, had a bad back. Was bothering my back, bending over at all. So, but my back's a lot better now. So, and my bike's still sitting there. Tires are likely flat, but I have a pump. Well, my landlord, the younger one, not his aunt upstairs is in her 60s, I guess, and she bikes. He's in his 20s. He goes for runs. He goes from here, near where we are here in the Ottawa, he goes for a run up to the experimental farm and runs around the experimental farm. He and his girlfriend bike to Carp from here. It was a 60K trip, so. Single speed, well, that's even better exercise, a single speed. My God. Although, you get just as much, just as much exercise, I guess. They're pretty well comparable, single speed or a multi-speed. You're out for an hour. Probably more with a single speed. It's interesting, whatever the hell this is. Mine is a hybrid bike. Just tells you how long it is. It's when they it was a compromise between a road bike and a mountain bike. Get over, if you don't mind. Thank you. So slightly harder, slightly heavier tires, and a comfortable seat and upright handlebars. Whereas now, I think a lot of the bikes are compromise. A lot of the bikes for city streets are a compromise between. They're leaning more towards an off-road bike you're upright and you have big knobby tires for driving around the city. What did that mean? 10 foot. Or was that weight? That was a height. I thought there was a height limitation sign. Let's see where we are on this map. Oh. Let's check something else here. Huh? Only one of them. Thought it was longer than that. Time flies when you're. So, well, we're gonna finish it this trip, I guess. I forget what the scale is for this map. I don't think EAA MAPA is 1 in 19. Maybe it's 1 in 15. Not sure. But I know that we, at one point, had 27 hours to go. Well, at one point there was like 40 hours, something like that. Now there's 5 hours, which is not that long. Now, as long as this isn't an urgent job, and I'm hoping that a 15 tons of lumber was not something that had to be get urgently from the southern tip of continent up to the northern, well, the middle, north middle. Frontiera. Yeah, I think that's something I need to do this summer. Well, it'd be nice to get out on my bike more, even once a week. Close to the parkway, lots of bike paths and stuff along the Ottawa River, and since it's along the river, there's not a lot of big hills. Still a challenge to ride the bike paths because there's people walking who are trying to stay 2 meters apart. You really want to bike away from people. But I have a lot of... the area I live in is fairly flat still. It sort of slopes towards the river, but not that bad. So I can wander, you know, trying to think which way. Basically west and east from here. What's happening here? Oh, another police thing. See, sometimes they drop it to 30 and sometimes they don't. Hey, buddy. Oh yeah, see, so this thing, they want you going down here and then back on the road? I don't know why. I mean, I can. Right? You're going right back where you came from. But I thought, oh well, I get to see more of this town, so that's a nice building, that one, that old weathered one. Anybody coming? I don't know. Ooh, bump, 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 bump. Interesting. I've never seen that before with a traffic calming bump on the either or side of the highway. So is that the new highway over there, or the old highway, or just a road you can drive on? Suppose you could. There it goes. This is. Let me just look. Let me just get people pissed off at me as I. Oh, did that go anywhere? That road? No. Sort of, but not. Okay. Okay. Oh, we definitely have wipers on. It may have rained an hour ago. Oops. We got headlights on. Okay. So, yeah, postcards. I want to do postcards because I want to get out. Well, I need to get out for a walk. I've been out for a walk for a couple of days. I've been sitting outside and getting the sun, but and I need to swap the ink around in one of my pens because I've got a Noodler's Fox Red, which is a waterproof ink, which one we want to use, especially for the postcards that are going internationally. But I'd loaded it into a pen with a medium nib, and I realized, oh no, this is no good, because postcards you have to write small. So I think I'll squirt it back out into the jar, because I just put it in yesterday, and then I'll have to rinse out the pen. Another pen, both pens. And do some postcards. Go for a walk and stick them in the mail. Still grayish here, but in a few days there's a cold snap coming through probably most of Canada. We're going down with frost warning later on this week, so don't get too excited with the lovely warm weather. Cows, look out for cows. Actually, let's look out for a bull crossing the road. Yeah, I know we're over, but that's because that car was not going to stay. Look out for tractors crossing the road. Look out for narrow bridges. I can do that. This is going to be a long stream, but at one point I was getting keen on this, and I was trying to remember to set a timer every 35 minutes or something, and do a pause. Oh, don't know what that one is. I see so many of these attention signs. Do a pause, do a marker, and then start it up again, so I can clip it there. You know, okay, welcome to my stream, blah blah blah. But can't be arsed. There we go. We'll dial in a bit of... That didn't take much. Dialed in a bit of brake. Transmission brake. Oh, I forget what the name for that. That's how long since I've driven this truck. Not the Jake, the other one. Ooh, somebody pull it out there. Okay. I want to pass him on a... Maybe not. You gonna pull over? Yes, he is. Thank you. And we're revving a little high here, but we're going up a hill. It doesn't like to downshift. Ooh, and a bus. The buses are interesting this game. The buses are underpowered, I've decided. They take forever to get going. Once they get going, they go fast, but they take forever to get going. And if you see them on a hill, they'll be futzing up a hill. So. Posto Travo. I wonder what that is. And it's not in Portuguese. Oh, it's apparently it's the... Well, maybe it's a... yeah, maybe it's a post... It's a postal station. There were buses there, but a lot of cars too, so... You know, one thing I wish is that they would tone down these fluorescent. I've done a lot of things. I'm pretty sure, hopefully this is not going to break things. Let's take HDR off. Just thinking that HDR, it's too, there's too much bloom for these things. The yellows are too yellow. Yeah, that's a little better. The signs are more readable now. I keep thinking about moving, but I got a lot of stuff to move, but maybe I could use I could downsize a lot of stuff. I got a lot of photos from decades ago that I hate to throw out, but you can also just scan them, stick them online. Scan them, do a guess as to where they're from. I have a scanner. What's happening here? Oh, we seem to be losing a lane. Kind of surprising for the car behind me. Yeah, that yellow is not quite as bright. Do we want to change the time again? No, we're good. Getting there in I accelerate faster than this guy. I can. Not much, but a little bit. Let's cut him off now. There we go. Ah, we're coming into the town of something. I think the town where we're dropping off. No, it's Uberland. Uberland. That sounds like... possibly colonized by a lot of Germans in the mid-40s. Just guessing. Berlandia. Interesting name. I'm gonna have to check the forum too for discussion on the latest. I believe the Hunter Call the Wild, their patch has come out today. The patch to fix the patch that fixed the patch. I'll check the forum first to see whether... get the tone. Are most people happy? Are most people still pissed off? Are more people pissed off? Come on now, buddy. Oh, there's a bus up there, buddy. That's the problem. That's what happens. Somehow. Not sure what happened, but the bus either really slowed or stopped, and the guy that was passing the bus really slowed. So everything, we just left the disaster behind us. Because we're less than an hour from our drop-off. We're really not in the mood. It's getting duskish. It's what time? Almost 5 o'clock. We'll get there in time for supper. Oop, here's some bumps. Not big bumps, just bumps. At one time those would throw you into the air, but, well, depending on the physics mod you had. Half an hour to go now. Yes. What'll I do? A shower first, I guess. A shower and a snack. Oh no, I was going to check the games. Oh, and I was going to look for that book you mentioned. See if my library had it. And I guess put this game online. Oh, so much to do, so little time. What the hell's that saying? Sign the channel and receive the news. That's the developers. That was interesting. So we go. Where do we go? I think we go here. Comme ça. Comme ça. Et alors? Comme ça. Patrocinio. Sorry, I only want to take one photo. Oh, they have a yield. Okay, I wondered. Oops. And it's 4 lane, so try not to use up too much of the road ramps. And what? Go in here. Okay. Car carrier. Daft dealer discovered. Okay, I wonder how late we're going to be. Tell me again when it was supposed to be here. Oh yeah, Saturday. Is it Saturday? Monday? It was Saturday at one point. And it will be Saturday. Talked to my sister the other day, and I said, just yesterday I think, I said, so it's May. I know the month. It might be Sunday. She laughed. She laughed and laughed and laughed. Okay. Okay, and I believe we're going in here, so we've got the room, so let's take a bit of a lane. Checking to the right to make sure. Sometimes when you check a lane, people then get all carried away and they say, oh, can I sneak by in the right? No! No, stop that. So do we want to park it? Oh, shit, no. Hell no. We'll just do this. Yeah. Sorry, get lazy on our old age here. Just gonna do this. See? Just go wah 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 wah. Kidding. There we go. Late. Yes. How late were? Oh, there was an urgent delivery bonus. Damn it. Oh, so why would why would lumber be urgent all that distance past all those lumber mills? It must have been really special lumber because oh look. Oh, geez, and I forgot to use I even forgot to run Trucksbook. Oh well. So, my friends, here we are. Days later, very late, and finished. So, I got to do stuff. You guys got to do stuff. So, thank you for viewing, for following, for subscribing, and if you're on YouTube, thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you maybe later today, tomorrow. I'm not sure what the next game will be. Maybe the Hunter Call of the Wild. I haven't played that in a while. Go back to late and shoot some moose. get mauled by a bear. Always a good way to lighten up the day. Anyways, ta-ta for now, my friends.